საღამოშვიდობისა. მე ვარ გვანცა და ეს არის Art Inception Talks-ი. დღეს 4 შაბათია და ტრადიციულად გიბრუნდებით ჩვენი პროექტით. ახლა უნდა დავამატო ჩვენი დღევანდელი სტუმარი. რომელიც არის საერთაშორისო არტ კურატორი. ამიტომაც მომიწევს საუბრის ინგლისურ ენაზე წაყვანა, მაგრამ არ მგონია, რომ ეს თქვენთვის პრობლემა იყოს. დღეს გვინდა ვისაუბროთ. Hello, Ines.
Hi. Good afternoon. How are you guys?
We are okay. I was just making an introduction in Georgian. Let me finish that and then English. Ჩვენს ვისაუბრებთ ჩვენი მიმდინარე კონკურსის შესახებ, რომელსაც Art Inception-ი ატარებს სერა პროექტთან ერთად. ინესი ახლა გვიერთდება პორტუგალიიდან, ის არის საერთაშორისო კურატორი და არტ მენეჯერი და მას გავისაუბრებ როგორც აღნიშნე ინგლისურ ენაზე. იმედი მაქვს ეს თქვენთვის არ იქნება პრობლემა. თუ რამე კითხვები გაქვთ, შეგიძლიათ მოიწეროთ და ინესი მას უპასუხებს პირდაპირ ეთერში. Dear Ines, good evening. It's 7 p.m. in Tbilisi.
And here it's 4.
Good afternoon for you, yeah. I'm very happy that we are having this conversation, and let me start with expressing my gratitude for you and the Sarah project for trusting Art Inception and starting this collaborative project with us.
Well, I think this is an amazing opportunity for both parties to actually give visibility what is happening in Georgia, here in Portugal, and or internationally as well, because the project has a online presence, and learn about what is happening in your country, which I know very little, and every time that we have a conversation, I learn a little bit more. So I believe that through this project, we will see more exciting things coming from Georgia.
Thank you once again, and let's start our conversation with introducing you to the Georgian audience, because you actually are a new face for our Georgian art scene. Please tell us more about you. Who are you? What's your profession? How did you get involved in this huge art world?
Well, I'm an art curator, and currently I'm also the artistic director of an art gallery here in Lisbon, which is called Insofar. And I'm the director of the Sarah Project, which is a non-profit organization dedicated to art that is outside of the Western narratives. And the aim of Sarah Project is to create bridges between different cultures across the world. I'm a curator, so I work with artists and collaborate with curators and institutions. And art makes the world a better place. So why not?
Agree. The Sarah Project has implemented a lot of international projects, right?
Some.
It seems that you are interested in international collaborations. Why? What's your motivation? What's your purpose?
Well, that's a tricky question, because I could take back from my primary school. I was recently reading an article about Georgian art and all this, what's happening currently, since the independence from the Soviet Union. And from what I've been reading, the new contemporary art is they are kind of activists, and they try to fight a new way of understanding the world and communicating what is happening. And I've been like that since a young kid. So I always was against the system, and I always find new ways of looking to what was being taught. And so it starts from there. And then I realized certain things that are not given to us at school, the normal classical curriculum from primary school until university, I always find alternatives to what was being taught. I can give you an example. We don't know anything about Georgia. We don't know anything about Australia, Indonesia, Asia, China, South America. This is not part of our curriculum. So to me, it's important to understand what is happening on the other side, what the other has to say, and what can I learn from it.
Great. That was my motivation as well while I was studying at Erasmus University. I discovered that there is a bubble. Yeah, there is a bubble, and there is this outside world, and Georgia is in that outside world. So every time they were asking me why Georgian art, my answer was that this is something unseen, undiscovered yet. So it's very interesting for international audience. Yeah.
I will not say that is not discovered. I will say that people are not educated about what is happening there. And I think the internet is a great platform for people to understand and have visibility. So artists over there can actually use it as a great and strong tool to reach other audiences. Either is a museum or the general public. But you can even do sales through Instagram. So
yeah, true. Ines, what are you expecting from our open call? What kind of artwork are you expecting to see and discover? I will just
well,
remark to our audience that with Ines, we discussed that there are not so many artists so far, so we will expand the deadline. So you all will have 2 more weeks to prepare your proposal and make it available for Ines to review and later invite you to the online. Okay, go back to our question. What are you expecting? What kind of art or theme or
well, I want to be surprised. I want to be inspired. I want to know what you guys have. So we can actually prepare a great exhibition, which on the first instant is going to be online. And hopefully, with the support from sponsors, we can actually do it in a physical space, either a museum or a gallery. But we need to receive a lot of portfolios. So far, I think we received less than 50. And I know there are a lot of artists out there, either art in the country as well in diaspora. So it doesn't matter how the age, education, as long as you send us like a crazy, amazing portfolio, we will like to review it. And it's not just going to be me reviewing it. We're going to have other people from the art scene to give their input.
yeah, great. Yeah, I think that I will somehow try explain that September is a bit lazy month here in Georgia after the summer holidays. So I think that the second phase of the competition will be more active. And I will ask our artists and audience just to take this opportunity. This is a really great opportunity to present artworks to the international curators. And it's not often happening here, really.
How could you describe the contemporary art scene over there in Tisibili? how it is now? What is exciting you over there?
It's very interesting because contemporary Georgian artists try to be part of the international contemporary art scene. So here, currently we are having this contemporary symposium called Oxygen, and while attending that, I had the feeling that I'm somewhere in the Europe, maybe in Amsterdam or maybe somewhere in Berlin, because with quality and ideas, they are really very good. But on the other hand, our artists still need support because their artworks are staying locally, and we have to support them to bring their ideas globally. So I'm sure you will be surprised.
I have a very quick question, which I'm really curious about. So I know about online TCBL online biennial that had a lot of video art installation, virtual tours, and everything. What was the impact of it? There was any impact, like in terms of bringing visibility to the artists over there, to the international scene? What was the engagement? What was
Frankly, I was only like attendance, so I'm not involved in this project team, so I don't have proper answer. But
did the press cover it? Did you see a lot of news everywhere? Do we have a support for the local newspapers and everything to the art scene?
yeah, but it could be more. I also will use this opportunity and I will say thank you to TV channel Formula. I'm going there tomorrow morning to talk about our competition, and I'll try my best to motivate Georgian artists to take this opportunity. Ines, let's once again go back to our competition. What kind of proposals are you expecting or which you are looking? Why should, for example, artists bring their artistic statements? What kind of portfolio do they have to present? Because we got a lot of questions regarding these two documents, especially.
Well, the first thing that I noticed in analyzing some of the portfolios that we received is that some of them are in Georgian. I don't speak Georgian. This is the first thing. So all the portfolios should be at least in English or French or Portuguese or in a language that I can actually read, and our juries as well. On another note, so the statement is just a small page, like 300 words is enough to explain what your practice is about, what inspires you, what drives you to produce your work. And then you have each page, you can have one image, and it has the description of the work and titles and all of that. But if you can organize it chronologically or thematically, it will be better for us.
Yeah, because like some artists, I don't want to generalize that, but artists think that portfolio should be super professional, done in Photoshop or in design, so it needs a lot of effort.
It should be professionally done, but it can be done on a Word file. You don't have to do something very elaborate. It should be very simple. The simple is the best, because it's just is a way of seeing your work. What else? I'm expecting video art, painting, all kind of mediums. Even performance could be something that we could accept. And because we are doing this online, so video and photography is a medium that works super well. And if we are doing an international show, those types of mediums are very good to transport in terms of import, export. And painting is something that is very strong in Georgian and sculpture, so why not? Let's see what you guys have. And I don't know, I want to be surprised. I want to be inspired. I want to know what you guys are doing over there. Yeah. That's why I really want to know what's happening.
It's great that you want that, because I think that this is very good, how to say, platform to present, and not only for you. I'm sure Art Inception in the future will have other collaborative projects as well. Ines, it's very interesting for me to talk about your recent project, which is very, how to say, controversial or interesting. Could you share?
You are referring to the solo show that we have here at the gallery.
Yeah, could you?
I would say introspective. That's the word I could place it. I can show it briefly. So this is the show that we have here. It's titled Mushima. It feels like Earth, smells like heaven. Actually, no one knows actually what's the smell of heaven, but it's a metaphor. And these are photographs taken by Edson Chagas, which is an Angolan artist. That he actually was the first African to win Venice Biennale, like the Golden Lion in 2013. So we're having his first solo show here in Portugal. These photographs were taken in 2011 when he did like a travel to Mushima, which is a town nearby Luanda, where is a pilgrimage site like Vatican or Fatima in Portugal. So it's a faith place.
Okay.
And during that period, he found small details that he liked it. And although he was not really interested in the destiny, like Mushima, the city itself, but it's more the path. And then during the confinement, he went back to his archive. So he totally forgot about these images that he took. And during the confinement was last year, he went back to the archive just to organize it. And he encountered again these images. And it made totally sense for him to show it. I'm just closing some walls here, so 1 second. Space. So we decided to present the show in a very different way. People usually think about photography to go on the wall. We place it on the floor. The gallery usually is a white cube. The standard, what we imagine about a gallery space is a white cube. And we have a black box. Usually it's a very clean space. We fill it with soil. So what we're going to see is like, let me try to show you how. I need to twist it.
Yep.
So when you get into the gallery, you need to step, and then you have all of this soil here. People are supposed to walk barefoot, and then you will start to see light boxes.
Yep.
And each image is part of the journey of the artist, where he was very curious, and he found like a small colony of mineral butterflies. And these are butterflies that don't feed themselves from pollen, but from minerals that can find on the soil. So instead of us placing these images on the walls, we decided to be an extension of the image, because you can see these small butterflies and the shadow and the soil underneath. So then the soil is an extension. So you kind of have, the camera is very difficult to capture all of this, but
it's
you see the images. And that's it. This is the show. You have a couple of images like this. That's it.
So
for now, I was speaking, but
I think the show is more about feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more about the path that you take, the introspective moments, taking a time to understand who we are and where we want to go. In a very short description. Very, very short.
Thank you for sharing. Like, it felt that it's somewhere near.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And I want somehow to summarize our talk. And before I say goodbye to you and thank you, maybe there is something I didn't ask you and you want to share? Maybe some, I don't know. If there is something you want to tell us, feel free. The floor is yours.
I want to go there. I want to go there. And that's something that I want to do, is to go to Georgia and experience and be there and visit the studios, the artisan museums with my own steps, my own eyes. And having you as a guide tour.
Yes, of course. Art Inception will be very happy to host you. And I'm sure the artists who are participating also in our competition, they will be also happy to see you. It was Ines Valle. I hope I pronounce your name correctly.
Yes, the same way I pronounce yours. It's perfect.
Thank you so much for your time. Once again, somehow remind our audience that our competition's deadline has been expanded, so 2 more weeks to make your proposal. And as Ines mentioned, it should be professional, yes, because professional curators will review them. And also, if you have any questions, if there is something unclear or you want just to clarify, you can always reach Art Inception or Sarah Project, even using Instagram, ask questions, and we are here to answer them. And let's hope, fingers crossed, that our project will be successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kvaza, and fingers crossed to receive amazing stuff. Yeah?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you for everyone to listen.
Yeah. Thank you. ეს იყო Art Inception Talks-ი. ჩვენი სტუმარი იყო Ines Valle. შეგიძლიათ ამ ჩანაწერს უსმინოთ და ბევრ საინტერესო დეტალს გაიგებთ იმ მიმდინარე კონკურსის შესახებ, რომელსაც ჩვენ Art Inception-ი Sarah Project-თან პორტუგალიურ საერთაშორისო ორგანიზაციასთან ერთად ვატარებთ. Ines, bye. See you in Tbilisi.
Bye, Kvaza. Ciao.